Hello everyone, how's it going? My name is Man, and it's my first gaming video on YouTube. So, hey. I thought I'd do a fun game for my first video. It's called the Stanley Parable. I've heard of this game, but I've never actually got around to playing it. Or got around to, like, actually seeing videos of people play it. But people say it's a good, I guess, Half-Life 2 mod. So, I've played Half-Life 2, and that's a good game. So, I'm guessing this isn't as different. So, let's go right into it.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor next to his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on a monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and walked out into the hallway.
Oh, it's where we can actually play now. Alright. Okay, can I use any of the equipment? Okay, no I can't. So I'm just gonna head out into the hallway.
Stanley decided to go to the staff lounge to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him.
Alright.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh, so it's a choose-your-own-story type of game. Alright. So we can do what he says and go on the door to my left. Or we can not follow what he says and go to the right. I'm going to start by doing what he says. Hello, heater. Oh. Whatever.
As Stanley entered the lounge, he was horrified to find not a single person here.
Oh, no.
He decided he would walk up to see his boss, hoping that he would find an answer there.
Oh, I thought that was like something falling, or like something falling over or something. Falling or falling
Coming
over.
to a staircase,
Right.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Right, we're doing his story first. Alright.
Entering his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. It was at this point that he began to feel dizzy and a little sick, and even thought he might pass out when suddenly he noticed a keypad next to the filing cabinet in the corner of his boss's office. Stanley had never seen this panel before and had no idea what combination of numbers would produce any result. In fact, only Stanley's boss knew this, since the panel withheld access to the boss's greatest, darkest secret.
Okay.
And so he had assigned the keypad a combination that only he could possibly know. The number of his freshman dorm number in college. 1957. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
I guess we just have to sit around. Maybe if I just start mashing me and I'm stiff. I'll just try entering 1957, see what
Yet
happens.
incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. Stanley ventured forth into the newly opened passageway. As he drew deeper into the bowels of the building, Stanley had no idea where he was or what this place held. And just as he began to think he might not discover a thing, he emerged into a long room to find rows and rows of monitors, screens with a number above it. Stanley noticed, however, that these were not random numbers, but the number of employees who worked in the building, his co-workers. Even his own number, 427, had a place on the wall.
It
But why a
does.
setup so elaborate, he asked. Was this simple surveillance or something even more? And as if in answer to his question, the wall slid open before him, revealing the
Which
ultimate
wall?
truth of the situation.
What is this?
An enormous control panel, Stanley discovered, but not one that controlled simple machinery. Buttons were labeled with emotions. Happy, sad. Levers and knobs controlled actions. Walking, eating,
Oh my
doing
god.
work, or watching TV. Every input on this device monitored not the functions of a machine, but of a human being.
Oh
The
wow.
reality began to sink in. Stanley, like so many other people, reduced to images on a monitor, had been under someone's control, always at the mercy of this machine. Could this have been the only reason employee number 427 was content with his boring job? That a machine had altered his emotions to accept it blindly? He began to feel an unbridled rage, and at the peak of his anger, something happened. A spark. Stanley looked up and saw the generator overhead, still providing some small amount of power to the machine, keeping it alive. And knowing that this generator was all that kept the controls running, Stanley moved to the ladder in the back of the room and began to climb towards the rafters.
Right. Let's do this.
The higher Stanley climbed, the closer he felt to freedom, the further from enslavement.
That's what America's all about. America, yeah! Alright. There's a door here. Can I open it? No. Alright, let's see. Disable generator. Let's do it. Yeah, we did it. We did it. We did it. Oh.
Blackness, power gone, all alone. And then... As he stepped through the door into the fresh outside air, a feeling of liberation rushed through Stanley's body. He had seen power, he had seen enslavement, and he had destroyed it. The underling was in control now. He had found his leading role. Stanley never discovered why everyone had gone missing, nor how and when he had come under the machine's control. But it didn't upset him terribly, because he knew that this was how things were meant to happen. All he felt was a delight unlike any he had ever known before. Never again would he follow someone else's orders without question. Never again would anyone tell Stanley where to go, what to do, or how to feel. No more bosses, no more instructions on a screen. Stanley decides for himself now. And he stepped out into the world, and he felt the cool breeze upon his skin, and Stanley was happy.
You're happy, Stanley. Yes. Is that it? Oh, that's it. Alright. Well, that was the Stanley Parable. I'm probably going to do some more, like, I guess, parts or episodes of this and try the different endings, but I'm just going to end this part here because I just want to stop here and then I'll continue either the rest of tonight because it's 10:51 at night right now, and I want to either continue tonight or tomorrow. I'll have a video up as soon as possible. But anyways, thank you guys for watching my first video on YouTube ever. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a like, and maybe if you want to see more, go ahead and click that subscribe button. So yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.